Hi everyone, it's Jeanette, Crafty Dork, just back with the 100-day project, and it's paper dolls today. So I've got all my Tim Holtz bits out. Before I just go on with this one, I'll show you some that I've done previously. This is one that I did, and it's on the, I forgot I had all these things. Collage frames they're called, in a kit like that. I use one of the pieces of paper from, it's a little 8x8 pad and it's 36 papers called Paper Stash Ideology. So I used a little piece of paper to put in the background. Then I just popped some lace around, put some little flowers, a couple of butterflies. They're actually Auntie May's butterflies. And then the loveliest things always remind me of her. So I had two sisters and I thought that was a bit cute. I've got these little bits around. This one I did as a card for a class a while ago. And we started off with a blank piece of paper on the back. And then we just stamped. And I've got all sorts of different stamps on there. There's words, there's a wheel, and a stamp of postage stamp, I think it is, some mesh, all sorts. So the background we just stamped on a page, and I think I might have gone over it with some vintage photo, or yeah, I think it was vintage photo, just to give it a bit of a colour at the back. And then there's little bits of orange that poke through, and then I just put the little people on there, the paper people, and then embrace the journey, be brave, see the world. And I did put a couple of little brads there just as an added bit of texture, and I like that, just sits up there on my desk. This one I did as multimedia, and I used the Crackle texture paste on the background. Then I used the rust pieces on some cogs, a couple of flowers with the rust on it, and then just pop the people on. And love this life, collect beautiful moments, create art, and that just sits up there on my desk to bit of inspiration, I suppose. So I wanted to show you those so that there's three different things that you can do. This one is just going to be very simple. I've got a piece of, it's a index card, and I've just collaged on that whole load of them I did with some scrap paper that I had, and I just filled them up. With all just little bits, just so that I've got them ready to go. This one I thought I would just put down some net, and I wanted this one here, so I want this underneath to go around there, so I'll just pop that one down. I've got my hot glue gun going just in case. It's sort of a bit easier to use. So we'll put that, the girls I want, they're going to go around there. I just pop that there so it's something for them to stand on. Then I'm just going to do a little bit, very lightly on there, just to hold this piece of lace in place. And it's very roughly cut. I want it sort of fairly rustic. So I'll just pop that on like that, and I might just pop a little piece across the bottom of there, a little bit of glue just to, okay. Then this little piece here, This is from the Flowers and of Tim Holtz. I've got a few little different kits. I think one of them, actually this flower may have even come from the, where is it? I've got so much rubbish here. It's gone walkabout. Oh no, here we go. Ephemera pack it's called. Yeah, it's just the ephemera pack. Okay. So then I thought I'll just stand the girls onto the little piece here just as to ground them a bit. And what I'm going to do, I will use the hot glue. So I hope you can see. And I'm going to, as long as it doesn't run out on me, just run it down the figure, and oh, you can see it's hot, hey? Because I just want them to stand up a little bit, and by using the hot glue, that will just elevate them a little bit off the page while still sticking them down. And that's what I did in this one. You can see there's a gap under there just to hold them in place, and it just gives them that little bit of a lift. And then I've just got a little butterfly here, but before I do that, I'm going to just pop a few pearls just along the spine. Just gives it a little bit of interest, and then a little bit of glue onto that as well, and then that will just elevate the little butterfly a little bit. There we go. I've inked the edges of that, so all that collage that I did behind, it sort of looked a little bit messy really before we put the paper down, but it looks nice. We've got that subtle piece down here, and I think that looks really nice. Now my great dilemma was, I've done all these little pieces of my ruffles on the craft stock, and it was whether I use a pop of colour or just keep it neutral. I think I like the pop of colour. It's got the bit of orange in there, yellow to match in there. So I'm going to do that. And we'll just pop that along the bottom there. And like I've said before, the beauty of doing these like this is that you can cut them wherever you like, and once you've popped them on the page, your stitches aren't going to go anywhere because they've been glued into place. So that's a very simple little card, journaling card, but I love that. It's pretty. So it can go in a pocket or something like that, or you could even run a strip of calico down there and have it as a flip out. But that's quite cute, isn't it? Now let's just do a blokey one. And what I've got here, this is paper from the album again, and I quite liked those guys just strutting their stuff. Perhaps we do we do this one, or it doesn't really matter, does it, Jeanette? Just get on with it. I don't want to be here all week for you. I just wanted to do something a little bit different in the background. And I thought that might just be add a little bit of interest. And we'll just rough it up a little bit. And I might use one of these with the a little bit of contrast, different colour there. So Rachel did some lovely things. Instead of using, she couldn't find her Tim Holtz little people or paper dolls, she made her own, cut them out from vintage photos, which was fantastic. I loved the effect, and I had a couple of photo frames that I bought, books like photo albums, and they have the cutouts and flowers and all around them, so you could quite easily just pop your pictures into those photo frames, a bit like the Tim Holtz ones there. And love that idea, because I found these albums in the op shop and thought, what am I going to do with them? To make a page with them would be ideal, using either the paper dolls from the kit, or you could use the your own vintage photos and cut out the people out of those, which to me, you know, fantastic. Saves you spending all the money on the Tim Holtz ones, although they're gorgeous, aren't they? Now I think I like that down there. That one goes. Yeah, I like that effect. Give some grounding and all to it. And just leave a little edge around there, and the edge there will just go down a little. I've got the grandkids here today, and they wanted to craft. Mara did, so I had them out here for about an hour doing bits and pieces, and then their daddy's here today. He went crabbing yesterday and got a whole load of crabs, so he and Peter cooked them up. And once they were free, I said to them, okay, Nanny's got to go in and do her video. So I had the little fella, he popped in, he learned how to open the door. I had it's a rolling sliding door, and it's a bit hard to push, but little devil, he worked it out. Nanny! So we had a cuddle, and then he went back with his daddy. So that was nice. Okay, so now we've got to find a bloke. And really, you don't need a lot on these, do you? I mean, you know, that guy looks as though he could be heading to... And then the gentleman boxer. No, don't like that one. Don't mind that. What's this one back here? I'm just... I should get them and divide them up into categories, but by the time you do that, do you know, I think I quite like those two fellas there. Let's see if I've got, pop those over there. And these are called the Quote chips. Believe in yourself. And I might just pop a little bit of distressing over the top of that. And like that at the bottom. I must just turn that. I'm not going to use my hot glue gun anymore. I must turn it off before I forget. I think that'll be enough there to just run down this guy. I might sort of do him a little bit flat. And this one I'll pop up because he's a little bit smaller. Now I'm out of glue. Shivers. No, we're right. Bit of overkill there this time, I think. Anyway. And I don't think that needs any more than that. So there you go. I've done, let's get those out of the way there. I've got a few different bits here and thoroughly enjoy doing them all. If you'd like to see any of these other processes, please just let me know in the comments below and I'll quite happily do them for you. So there's the three very different ones that I did previously and a couple of little ones that we just did then, and you can see how quickly they went together and look really nice. So if you like what you've seen, please comment, like, subscribe, share, and until we meet next time in the craft room, I'll say bye for now and happy crafting.